Hello, my name is Dobek, and this is the fifth part of Fear of Extinction talk. Now we'll be talking about false beliefs. In the previous part, I talked about consequences of human extinction, how the world would look like, and what are implications of situations like this, just as a mental experiment. So we came up with that it must generate a lot of fear because even maybe even stronger than fear about individual death because individual death we can escape things through art, uh, things for having children, and there are all ways to kind of preserve something of us that can survive our individual death. But extinction is even more extreme because um, after extincting all cultural artifacts, all things we uh, try to use as an escape pod for ourselves, will not work because there will be no one to be able to understand them. That's why fear of extinction is so severe that it's even stronger than fear about individual death. And in in this part, I would like to exercise some beliefs, underlying beliefs that can fuel this fear. And the first belief is sort of irrational belief that we human species are meant to exist forever. And it's somehow, we can't imagine that we may just extinct and nothing will happen. So many species has extinct. So many species have extinct. And, and nothing can happen. And it's something that, and maybe that's why also this climate crisis is so easy to ignore. That, oh, we don't have to worry, humankind will find some ways to mitigate the results, we are smart, and, and maybe not. But we don't take into account that we just might extinct and the world will just keep going. It's on one hand, it seems to be very obvious what I'm saying, but on the other one, it's completely unbelievable. And we very often don't think about ourselves with this possibility. There are always a lot of movies, like catastrophe movies, that human can almost extinct, but there are a few people who survived and so on, and they rebuilt. And we have also some, ideas about going to other planets and spreading life there in case Earth wouldn't be good enough for us to live no longer. Uh, but it's just science fiction movies, and we know that the lifetime of our planet is also limited. Our planet will die, our solar system will die, our sun will die, and the same will happen with our galaxy and so on. So nothing is eternal. So why do we believe that humankind is kind of eternal? We'll have to extinct one day, and it's completely normal. I know how it sounds, but it's something we don't think so often about. We can think about people dying because it happens more often, but one day our species will extinct. Of course, we think that we'll maybe evolve into something better, or maybe not. Maybe not. I'm for sure one day, even this what would evolve will just end as being. We of course believe that we'll find some uh, intelligent, smart ways to avoid it, and that's what gives us so much hope and trust in our, I would say, ego, because we believe that our ego, brain, mind is so smart that can work around the nature. Mm. However, we still forget that we are part of the nature, and there are things that are too strong for us. And COVID pandemics is also a good lesson for us, seeing how vulnerable we are. Okay, the second belief rational, which is kind of leading us towards the first belief, is that uh, that that we, as humankind, we are the goal and final product of evolution. We kind of it's we never say it straightforward, but we kind of act and behave like all other species were just middle stage for us to evolve, or mainly just necessary environment for us to be able to evolve or live in. We see ourselves in some ways special, and I know that on one hand it's nothing revolutionary what I'm saying. Since Charles Darwin, we know that we are not special. However, even Charles Darwin kind of tried to find the missing link, and kind of botanists were showing all this evolution towards human, and when you have the pyramids and simple, less more simple organism to more complex human is always on the top. So uh, although in botanics we kind of overcame this special position of human, which before we believed human was completely different type of beings than animals, and this is the part that was revolutionary. However, we still put ourselves in the center, like this whole world, this whole evolution, this life. It would be all about us. So, in some way, uh, having these concepts in place and thinking about our extinction, it would be like complete annihilation of the world. It would be like that our world lose its meaning, its purpose. That it's impossible for it to happen because the world otherwise wouldn't make sense. But this is all based on the beliefs that our species is meant to exist forever and is a central being, is a central thing in the universe. We may not know. There could be some other species intelligent even more than our kind, and we don't know what we are here for. And maybe we are here for cockroaches to evolve into something more meaningful than we are. And yeah, I just want to offer you here this shift of perspective, and this shift is very important because most of scientific uh, discoveries were made not because people learned something new, but because people just dropped some false assumption, like for example, Earth is flat, or Earth is the center of the universe. Human is some other being. So we see that we have some kind of tendency to put ourselves in the center, and knowledge comes from dropping these assumptions. And some of these assumptions, when we speak them loud, they at once they seem to be ridiculous. But if we don't talk about them, uh, we kind of subconsciously believe them, but we just don't touch them, and we act like this. So in the next episode, I'll be talking and comparing fear of extinction with fear of dying, and what's the difference between them. They are very similar, and we can learn a lot from our knowledge about dying, how to deal with fear of extinction.